All right, we're live, Gerry. Sunday, people. Welcome back to another Sunday.
Is it live or is it Memorex?
No, we're live.
Okay.
We're really live. Yeah, it's Sunday, August 29th, 7 o'clock. If you're not here, you're too late. You're a rotten egg at this point. Futures, they're flat. Pretty much like a 12-year-old teenager, pretty much. So, let me talk about my month, my week. I've had a rough month. That's why it was on there saying, worst month year to date. So it is what it is. I'll just kind of go over a little bit of that and kind of, maybe some changes I'll make going forward and all that. So welcome, everybody. Where is everybody? 5 people here. Where's everybody? Jeez. YouTube is just died. It's dead. Where is everybody? Seriously, folks, where is everybody? Are they already taken off for Labor Day now or what? It's interesting. Before we do some shout outs here in the comments or the chat, live chat, let me run through my week, and then Gerry will run through his week, and then we can chat about whatever y'all want to chat about. You can talk about options, you can talk about political stuff. Gerry and I pretty much determined that we'll talk about political stuff because, at this point, all the other stuff we've shared in previous streams, if that did enough damage and nobody really unsubbed and cared how we talked and whatever, then, whatever. They understand that, what am I trying to say, Gerry?
I just think that I think that we no, I'm not going to say we try to draw the line. Not walk the line. We definitely don't walk the line.
No, I'm not gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna come in with logic and theory, and I'm not gonna just get blindsided by one side and listen to just Fox News and say, okay, yeah, this is what No, I'm not like that. And I look everything from a pragmatic approach. Don't get the emotions involved. I will yell at the TV, but I think that's expected with some of the stupid stuff that people say on there. But
what do your neighbors think?
Have
your neighbors ever said anything like, "Who are you yelling at, bro"?
No. Probably. I hope they can't hear me. I rub one out, they might hear me too. So, let me talk about my week and kind of just where I'm sitting right now. Run through all the numbers like I normally do. Gerry will do the same thing, and we'll go from there. And then we'll kind of do some shout outs and whatnot as people file in. So we got Rebecca here. Okay. All right. So last week was an interesting week. I took off a few things last week. I actually have to run the numbers to see how much I actually took off, but I put on quite a bit of shit. Took some shit off to put some shit on, Gerry. Yeah, man, I put a lot of stuff on last week, actually, now that I think about it. I put on some Qs, I put on some Tesla, I put on Arcade, Baba, a bunch more Qs. I put on another, 10 contracts of Qs or something like that. Another Tesla, another Boeing. I think James Rowe will be happy about this one after we talked about it on Thursday. I put on a TLT Strangle. Put on a Fang Strangle, thanks to good old buddy Gerry here. And then I put on I actually put on 2 more 105s, not 2 more, put on 2 105 BABA puts. So, and I still have those 3 contracts as well, those leaps. So I did try to do some damage. And what I mean by month to date is just been a horrible month is I'm only up $1,000 only. For some people that might say, oh yeah, only $1,000. $1,000 for me is just, it's not doing as well as I should be doing, right? Considering every other month, the lowest month I've ever had year to date so far has been $2,600. And that was in March when we had the decline in February. So August to be $1,000. Now we still have 2 trading days left. I may take a little bit more stuff off, but I'm not going to take $1,000 worth of stuff off. So $1,000 in August, and I would say the big contributing factor to that is all of those freaking spreads that I put on, those credit spreads that I put on, and those severely cut into my profits, substantially cut into my profits. So I haven't been doing those. So what I've been doing instead is just trying to put on a little bit more strangles. I haven't done any naked calls, but just straight naked calls. So I've been trying to put more and more strangles, try to take advantage of that a little more. Also, at the same time, I haven't been as aggressive on my put strikes either. It's been more like the 5% probably the money, somewhere around there, just because, I don't know. I took a week off too, folks, remember? So I didn't really do a lot of trading that week. So that also hurt me as well. So I think, I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing before. Just, a lot of the indexes. I'm still going to be putting on some individual positions on the larger stocks and all that. Get away from the credit spreads because honestly, it really didn't work that well. And probably take a severe decline, like a 10% decline or something like that, in order for those other sides to print anyway. So it just didn't work. As it sits right now, about 80 grand maintenance margin used, 26%, about 27% buying power used, $4,000 in premium baking. Long premium sits at 7,900, and the bulk of that, I think all of that actually, now that I think about it, is just in BABA leaps. 22 positions and 52 contracts. 52 contracts. So $1,000 up. Might take another $1,000. It might take another $100, $200 off Monday or Tuesday. I don't really know, but that's kind of where I sit for the month. And I try different things. It doesn't work out. Let me go back to what was working, right, and then kind of modify that or something. So, all right, Gerry, go ahead and take it away. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so your title of this live stream doesn't fit half of us here. Because
divide it by two.
Divide that by two because I'm not doing too bad. I'm kind of surprised. Well, you did have the week off, so I'll give you that. So you're probably would have been okay if not.
Well, you forgot that I had that big old XOP in the big XOP almost $1,100 loss. Remember?
Ooh, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, and that came
back too. Yeah, because I took those losses too. I took the losses in XOP and I took losses in GDXJ last week on the Monday when we had the spike. But it was minimal damage there. So last week I took off a total of realized profit of $663. I opened 16 contracts and closed 13. I do have 3,000 premium cooking and only using 21,000 in maintenance margin at the moment, which is about 24%. And what did I open up? I opened up a bunch of stuff. My usuals: Winnebago, Vizio, Discovery, Car, Beezer Home, SoFi, Wish. It's funny because we didn't talk last week, and I put on some strangles too. I put a strangle on STX and Overstock. Did a call on Course Air. Put on some TQQQs. CMA, which is a financial, RIC, which is the hospitality industry, and another put on SoFi. So, the week's going well, but I'm going in really light. I'm going into September really light, 24% maintenance margin used. But I got 3,000 cooking, so it's not all bad.
Only 3,000 cooking.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I try to maximize the maintenance margin used for the premium received. So
he's very, very good at that.
That's what I do all the time, all day long. I sit here. I might only put a few trades on, but the ones that I do put on in the day will usually have a very high return on margin maintenance. So that was my week. It was a good week. It was besides those 2 losses, that includes those 2 losses I took in GDXJ and XOP. I took that loss in XOP because it had that huge spike up. I think it was up like 4 or 5% on Monday. And usually when things spike up that hard, they usually come right back down. And it didn't feel right to me. So I took it off, minimal loss. And like Dave, if I would have just held on, it would have been okay. So, but that's okay. But yeah, that was my week.
Hindsight's 2020, always.
Yeah.
It just looked like oil was. I mean, you got the Lambda virus, you got the Delta virus. That was getting pushed hard by the Democrats. So what do you expect? I mean, I was just like, I'm out later. And in the past, every loss I've taken, it's been fine. I mean, it's cut in the profits a little bit. So I'll recover from it. I'm still doing good. I'm up still about 37 grand on the year. Still looking to about hit my target. So, all right. Well, let's see here. Who we got here? We got Michael Kruger here.
Ready.
We got Gino. What's going on, Gino? Adarox. So get ready to trade. Let's see. Yeah, just flat. I look at EL as a dividend trade. What's EL, Gerry?
Estee Lauder. Makeup.
A lot of people don't know what Estee Lauder is, but since I wear makeup, I know. But it's kind of I think it's a higher brand too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, it is.
Is it better than Clinique? It's not better.
It's about the same.
It's not better than Chanel, that's for sure. Yeah, so Estee EL. Let's take a look at that one.
He's saying a dividend trade, though.
Dividend trade? What you talking about, Lewis?
Trying to do a dividend capture? Is that what he means?
I don't know of anybody that's been successful doing a dividend capture, dividend arbitrage, or whatever.
It happens once in a while.
EL.
As long as you have the time to wait and hopefully it comes back up.
Honestly, it looks solid, man. It's not a dividend play. 0.62 yield. Come on.
Yeah, so he's looking at a dividend arbitrage type thing.
That's still not worth it.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk that much money to pick up, $50 or whatever you're going to do.
Tell us what you're talking about, Michael. Like for a 0.6 yield on the year?
Yeah, because what is it trading at? Oh yeah, you're putting up $33,000.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, the stock's solid. Don't get me wrong, but I don't understand why you would try to get in it for the dividend or whatever.
It's funny because I just said $33,000 because I always nowadays all I think about is in hundreds. I don't think about buying shares like 5 shares, 10 shares. I think in hundreds. That's all I think about. So
big bucks, Gerry. Big bucks. Yeah, tell us what you're talking about there, Michael. I'm at the gas station getting 40s. 40-year-old women? So what's going on, Carrie? Good old CW in the house. Let's see, Old English. Let's see here. Gerry, what's going on, Gerry? Old English FTW for the win. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know anything about beer.
Old English 800. That's not beer. That's not beer. That's malt liquor.
Yeah.
Malt liquor. What's interesting, though, is a strange fact, right? When I was 12, 13 years old, 40s of Old English malt liquor was like $2, right? And here we are 30 plus years later, and they're still about $2. How is that?
Was it made out of corn? God.
Made out of, I don't know.
Rebecca, what's going on, Rebecca? She needs to make an updated video on her trades. So she needs to do. Matthew, see Gerry's facial expressions to the shit that comes out. Yeah. Shit is a good way to put it. There's a lot of shit that comes out of my mouth. That's for sure. That's for damn shit sure. Let's see here. Sarah, what's going on, Sarah? I got dibs. What's going on here? Bought back some 310 Microsoft CCs this week for 75% profit. Lost money buying back a 215 NVIDIA CC, but worth it to hold onto my NVIDIA calls. That was a wait, hold on to his call.
Oh, so he has a call.
Well, he
that he
obviously
bought.
owns the shares. What's that?
I think he has a call that he bought at 185.
Lost money buying back a 215 NVIDIA covered call, but worth it to hold on to my 185 NVIDIA call. Has he got a spread on or something?
No, I think he just owns the 185 call.
Is he doing a poor man's
like
covered call?
Yeah, sort of like that.
Okay.
Just depends on how, I don't know
how
long
the
the
shares and he
185
called it
call
a covered call, but it's a poor man's covered call, maybe.
Yeah, it depends. Is a poor man covered call, does it have to be a leap? No. I would say so, but it doesn't really, right? So,
no,
you can call it a covered call.
Because if you talk to, I call and talk to taster trade people all the time. If you talk to those, if you listen to those people, those jokers over there, right? What they say is when they're doing MCC, they're doing 2-3 months out. They're not doing a leap, Well, I guess 2 or 3 months out could be a leap too, but technically a leap is more than a month, or excuse me, more than a year. But that's just the way I look at it. So my thing is here, is this really a PMCC though? Because his 185 NVIDIA is up 98%. So that's not really a PMCC, right? Because we don't look at it's in the when we do PMCCs, the ones that we buy are always in the money, right? So you're telling me that the one you bought to do the PMCC on is up 100 or up 98% too, which is possible.
I think it's possible for sure.
It depends too, because he could have bought that 185. I don't know what the delta on it was, but I don't know. We're reading between the lines, where I'm trying to anyway. Let's see what's going on, the Grateful Man. Busy putting 89 plus in my Maserati.
Do you really own a Maserati?
Nah, you don't know. Well, I mean, you know what? You could got a Maserati back in the 90s for.
That's what I'm saying. They're like the
bi-turbos is what they were called.
Yeah, they're like the poor man's exotic.
Yeah,
the poor man's exotic. Fiero. Yeah.
Or the Ferrari Dino. The Dino was like one of the cheap Ferraris, that thing's expensive now, but back in the day, like in the 80s, 90s, 30 grand, 20 grand, So he might have a bi-turbo, and those were cheap Maseratis. Just like you could get a Carmagia, Gerry.
Hey, you get a Volkswagen and soup it up and just put a Porsche badge on
Carmagia. It sounds exotic. It kind of looked exotic. 89 Octane. We got 85 here. People don't realize because we're at high elevation. We don't need the Octane here, so you can get away with 85. So let's see. Started messing around with some Amazon
wait. Stop. Does 85 Octane get you less gas mileage though?
Well, I think it does, but it's probably not that much worse. I don't know. I'd have to do a comparison, and it's kind of tough because I don't drive very much.
Because the lower the octane, the faster it burns, right? Is that how it goes?
Correct.
Okay.
I agree that higher octane fuel, you will get more mileage per tank out of it. But the question is whether it's enough mileage to pay for the difference. That's the question, right? So I agree, yes. I used to tell my grandpa all the time when I had Mustang to advance the time to about 16, 17 degrees before top dead center. When top dead center, it came to the factory at 10, right? So I put it at 17 and, picked up a bunch of horsepower. It's like, oh, you're just wasting your money, by putting 92 in there, It's like, it doesn't do anything. It does something, I'm telling you right now. And the 92 octane burns, right? So you can get away with advanced timing. But okay, so let me go back. I'm just about to skip this one, Gerry. Started messing around with some Amazon spreads to start profiting off this sideways action. That is, I think it's a pretty good one as long as you go. If you give it enough room, like I had a 29.50 on, and I wasn't comfortable with that. I was like, Gerry, losing sleep over it. I don't think it's going to get down there, but my luck, we're talking about Dave here. It could get down there,
Yeah, I almost every day, I look at a spread and I go to Amazon. I'm like, what are these looking like? And I'm like, okay, if I can get down here to the 2,800 and the 2,790, 1,000, margin impact, it's like 50 cents. And I'm like, that ain't worth it.
No, that's definitely not worth it. I could put on a naked put down there and make, $400 or $500 though, It does take quite a bit of manpower up, but I do have a windfall coming in maybe next week, if not the week after, and that will go on the options account plus the go in the dividend account. So I'm building that account up to get either safer or kind of still be safe but make more money type of deal. We'll see. I do have some exciting plans coming for the investment fire portfolio too. I'm not going to share details. Gerry knows what I'm talking about. Matt might know what I'm talking about here because they're insiders. But I'm super excited to be making those changes over the next few weeks or so, / through the end of this year. So yeah, I'll be sharing that. Look for that video 2 weeks from now, not next week, not video next week, but the week after, because I'm going to put the dividend portfolio video out next week. So I'm excited about it, Gerry. So
yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Before we continue, we got about 40 something people in here. Let's ask the group here. What do you want to do next week, folks? Do you want to have the stream on Sunday, or do you want to do it on Monday, or do you just not want to do a stream at all? It's up to you. We'll do a stream on Monday. We'll do it on Sunday. It depends. Whatever people want. It kind of makes sense to do it on Monday, honestly. Monday night, kind of like we did on the last holiday, but it's up to you guys. So we're okay. Gerry, you okay on either day, or you're not going anywhere?
Am I okay on either day?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He's got to get permission. Person that wears the pants.
I gotta ask my calendar keeper.
Okay, yeah. How's that dress fit, Gerry? Let's see here. I need to learn how to utilize margin. Yeah, you could just, the easy way to do it is just not use margin at all and just go, okay, I'm going to buy, or I'm going to sell a put that's on a $30 stock and I need $3,000. You could just, go that way too, right? If you want to be super safe. But Marcus Scraper, what's going on, Marcus Scraper? David Hipson, good evening. What's going on, David? David. So Michael Kruger, I look good for a good dividend stock for my portfolio. I don't even consider Estee Lauder a dividend stock at 0.6 yield. I just don't. It's like looking at like the Qs and saying I got in the Qs for the dividends. You know what I mean? Like no, $2 it pays, Gerry. A $340 stock and it pays $2.12 annually. What's the dividend growth on it?
Dividend growth is there, but
is it over 15%?
No. How the hell do you read this stuff now? This freaking Seeking Alpha sucks. Oh yeah, well, 5 year is 12.7.
That's respectable. That's pretty darn good, but that's not enough to keep me in it. I mean,
10 years, 18.6.
What's the consecutive dividend increases?
It looked like 15, I think it was.
That's not bad. So, what the 15
No,
plus?
wait, 20. God dang. They always change the Seeking Alpha. I hate Seeking Alpha.
And half the information's wrong anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't even know. Consecutive years of dividend payments, 24 years. So it's almost
an
aristocrat.
aristocrat. Dividend growth. Yeah, you're right. They did change a bunch of shit. Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
Stock, but holy cow, that thing is it's expensive.
You have to own a boatload of it too to make any money in the damn dividend.
Yeah, it's 45
like
forward
20,
PE.
30 years left, right? Then you're fine. What'd you say, Gerry?
It's just expensive. They have it here as a 45 forward PE.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly, I don't understand why makeup stocks are doing good. I mean, everybody's staying home. Nobody needs to. I mean, who wears makeup at home? I do. I mean, Gerry, does Carrie wear makeup at home?
No. No. There ain't no need.
Like she don't wear when she go out. You go to Walmart, we don't wear makeup. Yeah, I just don't understand. Unless, well, I mean, there's not that many makeup YouTubers to, keep the market afloat,
Oh, I guess. I mean, well, we're old though, right? So,
well, speak for yourself, Gerry.
Yeah, you're old too. But I mean, I think you're older than me actually, but
baby face.
The 20-somethings, I mean, have you seen girls nowadays? They pack that stuff on. There ain't no simple. There ain't no icing. Yeah, there ain't no simple. I'll just do some, do my eyes and whatever. It's freaking. They use like a pound of stuff all over.
It's a whole new face.
It's like totally transformed person.
I gotta ask this question, and I don't know if anybody knows the answer here. Carrie might, but she's kind of old school too. So, why is everybody wearing fake eyelashes now? Like, that's the thing. Everybody wears it. Everybody on TV wears it.
It freaking cracks me up because I always say they got those. It looks like Snuffleupagus brows.
Looks like freaking headlights on a 911, on a newer 911 or a Corvette, older Corvette. So going on, Christian, a 40 of O&E. What's that? He's talking about some. He's talking about some drink, is my guess.
Dave is really sheltered.
Is that old man English?
That's old English.
I have no idea what that is.
Because that's my brand. Take it in a bottle, 40 quart or a can.
Yeah, leave it in the bag.
Drink it like a madman. Yes, I do. Okay, I'm done.
I've never done a hard drug in my life. I will before I die, but I've never done a hard drug in my life. No, what?
You put in a key word there. I've never done a hard drug. So what is the other ones?
Illegal drug. Never done an illegal drug ever. But I don't work for the good old government anymore, so I can do an illegal drug if I want now. But yeah, I mean, I'll drink alcohol, but it's not very often anymore. It's a social thing for me anyway. I'm not sitting at home, getting trashed, 2 sheets to the wind. It makes no sense, So yeah. What didn't work about the credit spreads? It didn't work how I thought it was going to work. I thought if we had like a down day, like a pretty substantial down day or week, that I'd be able to buy back the long puts, but it didn't work. So that to me is like a fail.
So now, you put the spread on. You put the spread on thinking you could profit off the bot protection?
Yes.
Gotcha.
If on a down day, like a big down day.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It worked on Amazon, remember? I was able to make like
Mhm.
$500 by buying it back. So it worked. It just takes a big move, you know? So it doesn't work on every stock, and it didn't work on Amazon when we had like a 400-point down day or whatever we had like a few weeks ago. So forget it. I mean, I might still use it to reduce the buying power on those bigger stocks, but as far as like, oh, I'm going to get in the queues and just use a bunch of credit spreads. That way, if we have a 10% down year, it actually probably would work with a 10% down move, but how long? I'm actually just cutting into my profits until we have a 10% down move, which could be months, could be never. You know what I mean? It could be a year. So I'm just going back to what I was doing before. For dividend plays, I added KMTUY. Gerry, did you already look that one up?
Yeah, Komatsu. I'm looking at this chart and I'm like, that could be a pretty good opportunity right there.
Is that the tractor maker?
Yeah. Komatsu Green.
How come I can't find it on Finviz? What?
Because it's a 5 ticker. KMTUY. KMTUY?
There's 5 ticker stuff, Gerry, that exists that's on there.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it's OTC as well.
Why did I say Komatsu Green? Did they used to be green back in the day?
No, it's just Komatsu. It's the tractor maker, the freaking backhoe.
No, I know. But
excavator.
I used to make paint. I used to make paint for it, so I might be confusing some things.
You could be. Komatsu, huh? What?
Oh no, it was Komatsu Yellow. That's right.
Yeah, it's yellow. Their tractors are yellow. I'm wondering what exchange is that on?
I don't know, but the dividend doesn't look like it has much growth at all.
So
looks like
why do you like this one, Market Scraper?
Looks like they pay out on profits like those foreign companies do.
Why do you like this one, Market Scraper, over than Caterpillar or Deere, for example?
It looks cheaper than them.
$24.
Well, I don't mean that. I'm just talking PEs and stuff.
Dividend yield 2%. I just can't figure out I don't know where to go if I can't find something on Finviz, I have no idea where to go. So it's just kind of driving me nuts. I was trying to figure out what exchange it was on because I don't know. It might be on the U.S. Stock Exchange, but see here. Tell us why you like that over Caterpillar and Deere, or maybe you just like both or all three. A 40 of Coors Light was the shit. I'm not a beer drinker at all. It doesn't like me, so I don't like it.
Yeah, I never was. One beer would get me buzzing. One.
Wow, that's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, the hops or something in there just doesn't like me, so I just don't screw with it.
Yeah,
Corona,
it gets me bloated.
Yeah, well, should. I mean, Coronas I could do if I had to have a beer, it'd probably just be a Corona. Watch out better step up, Rebecca.
Jacking you.
Yeah, checking me twice. What's going on, Bill? Dino Ferraris are going. Yeah. Well, no. Say what? You could buy those things for super cheap in the 80s. And it's like you look at it, it's a Ferrari, and it's not a bad looking Ferrari, honestly. It's like a 944 Porsche, it's like poor man's Porsche. Or
dude,
a
all the 70s and even 80s, the big American yachts and stuff like that, the Lincolns and all that, those things are going up in value big time. Should have picked those up. Those, because you could have got those hand over. You could have bought, garages full of those things for
Where
cheap.
do you park them? You can't park them at the Walmart. You can't fit in a freaking parking spot.
You don't drive them. You look at them.
I don't want a big old freaking caddy or Lincoln Town car. I don't. That's not. Nah, Jerry.
I do.
I don't want one of those.
It's like sitting on a couch. Sitting on a couch, just floating down the
Give me a
highway.
sports car. Give me an old sports car. That's what I can't believe a Dino would be going for $450. I wonder if that's like the average price or something like that. Or is that a mint one, you know? Let's see here. I haven't bought Bud since 40s as a value play. I'm starting to look interesting again. Probably won't, and since I plan on probably buy MO this week. What's he talking about? What's Bud?
Budweiser.
Budweiser.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the beer stocks for some reason. I agree. If you're gonna buy Mo, I mean, you got alcohol, you got tobacco, you got marijuana, all rolled into one.
You see, Anheuser-Busch, Belgium. Well, Sam Adams tanked not that long ago.
I did.
Yeah, because I saw. I was like, that one's on my list. I don't know if I ever put a trade on. Let me see. Where is Sam Adams at right now? 585, Jerry.
Yeah, I was looking at. I'm glad I didn't do it because I was looking at some spreads on that thing, and I probably would have got screwed.
Yeah, it was about a little over a month ago. Tanked big time. $900 a share. Jeez. What you talking about, Cletus? Yeah, year to date down 41%. I just don't understand. Yeah,
There's a lot of people that are really gravitating toward that craft beer stuff. So it's kind of taken a hit into these value beers. I'd call it Budweiser and Coors and all that stuff. It's just not the same.
I worked for ADT. I went and did a job out at Anheuser-Busch, you know, and it's like, oh, let me go, you know, and it's like pull up there, you know, and you smell the hops. It's disgusting smelling. For me, it is anyway.
Disgusting. It is.
There's really three things. There's three things that kind of smell disgusting to me. There's it's the hop smell. That smells disgusting. There's sauteed mushrooms smell disgusting to me. They smell like barf. And then the cum trees. So people might not want to know what cum trees are. I don't know what the official name of cum trees are, but it smells like cum. So anyways.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they have white flowers?
Definitely in California, the cum trees are. So
do they have white flowers?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Pinkish.
I know.
White flower. Those aren't cherry blossoms, are they?
I don't know, but they're like, ugh, they do stink. Now, when I first moved here, I moved next to I moved near a winery, and oh, that was disgusting. And it's like it reminded me. I was like, when I was a kid, my dad used to take us to the dump, right? You remember going to the dump? You know, you go to the dump all your stuff, trash and whatever, and it had a horrible smell. And that's what the winery. I thought I was like, I was asking people, is there a dump nearby? They're like, no, it's the winery. I was like, oh God.
I could probably add a fourth one to the list. It could be a dump, but I haven't been to a dump in probably like 40 something plus years, so I don't know what they smell like anymore.
Same here.
Probably smells like the back of a garbage truck. Infinity G30, yeah, you could do that. Probably going to pay a little bit more money for that G37 though versus like a 350 or 370. Yeah, they are both leaps. Okay, I have been buying long, cheap companies. Well, he's talking about chip companies, leaps. What's their run up in a bit? Sell them. So you're getting in. What kind of? Oh, so he's just doing NVIDIA. What about? Come on, man, show some love to Intel. Trying to bring down my cost basis. It's a poor man's colony, Jerry.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Colonizer.
I don't play a lot of leaps anymore. I just don't like, I don't know. I don't like sitting there, for a month, 2 months, 3 months until they go in the green. You know what I mean? Baba's a good example. They kind of just drive me nuts. But I think they're a darn good tool to have back in the shed. You know what I mean? Back of the shed, just because, we have a 10, 15, 20% pullback. You could pick up some great things and just, throw some leaps out there and you should print. So cover call. Yeah, I looked at doing a cover call. I got 3 Baba leaps. I looked at doing some like 190s, something like that, and it's like, I think $200 a pop or something like that. But I wanna wait until Baba comes back up to like 170 before I would do that, So that's my luck. As soon as I put them on, it'll go up 20 points or something, Any thought on BTU with the price of coal going nuts? Is it really going ape shit right now? Let's take a look. BTU.
Yeah, and why though? Things that make you go,
Carter 2.0 don't like coal.
Yeah, things that make you go, Yeah, I just looked at BTU. I would be extremely cautious with any stock that has moved up well over 500% in year to date.
That Ford, I wouldn't touch that thing with Gerry's poll.
You couldn't even get close with mine.
Gerry. This is not quite as bad as a Mara or a Riot, but it's not that far off from it. It might not be like a meme stock or something or a shit play like those are, but it's close. It's one level above that. Why is it? Is it just short squeezing out? Is that what it's doing? It's got a major
it's
short flow.
It's been on the move all year, so.
But it's got a pretty big short float on it too.
It's been on the move ever since 2.0 took office. That makes me wonder why. Exactly. They things that make you go,
Is it because of Scranton, Pennsylvania or whatever? Is that what did they do coal mining there?
I don't know. Yeah, there's something funny there.
That's definitely not one I would be touching. What is the any thoughts on BT with the price of coal going nuts? Maybe that's the reason why, Gerry. So is coal really going nuts? I mean, the thing is we haven't cut back on any coal plants. Yeah, maybe Carter 2.0 cut back on oil, which theoretically just means we need more coal, right?
Yeah.
Even though they want to get away from coal, maybe it's just he caused a spike in coal because
that's
of
possible,
all the stupid
if they cut production on coal, then the price will spike, right?
That's true too. Yeah. Maybe Matt's still here. Matt, if you're not trying to find a G37, does cutting oil production mean that there's going to be more demand for coal? I don't know if he'll know that answer, but do you still have your 79 Pinto? Yeah, Gerry, you still got your 79 Pinto?
I wouldn't mind having one.
Oh, man. When's the last time you seen a Pinto on the road, Gerry?
It's been a long time, but you imagine tub the back, put a freaking 351 in it.
Yeah. I used to drag race the Sacramento Raceway a lot, and there was a fast Pinto out there. There's 2 cars you really don't see anymore at all: Bugs and Pintos. I'm not even gonna bring a Gremlin up, or a K car or something like that. But stream every day, streak every day. What's she talking about? Oh, stream
Instead
every
of
day. I got you.
Sunday or Monday, just do it every day.
If you come on CW is a third amigo, absolutely.
She can't
See
hear.
here.
She's
Good
washing
evening,
dishes.
gents. What's that?
She's washing dishes. She can't hear. Oh, are you watching?
She's listening. Shamir, good evening, gents. What's going on, Shamir? Shamir, Sunday seems good. Sunday's the normal day, but it kind of just makes sense to do it on Monday next week because that way the pre-market's open and then we can kind of see, check in for the week or whatever. But, we'll see if anybody else chimes in here as well. David Hibson.
Wait. Is Monday a holiday or Sunday's the holiday?
Monday's a holiday.
Market's open?
But, by the time we do these streams, everybody should be done with their holiday, right?
Is the market open Monday?
I'm talking about on Tuesday, Gerry. The pre-market should open on Monday night.
So there's no market on Monday, is what I'm saying.
No, there is not. Put some extra premium on, Gerry.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're just like me. When you need a holiday, you start getting upset. There's nothing to do. Oh, man. Try to have the single life, Gerry. And a 3-day weekend. Dude, which way did he go? I mean, there's nothing to do, Yeah, Gerry. Put some extra premium on Thursday and Friday. Matter of fact, I don't think that we close early on Friday, though. So that's good. That would suck, too, Normally on those days, it's very light volume. I made good money on some credit call spreads this week. You did one on Lowe's, huh? 215, 220. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The Lowe's and Home Depot had some funky. Lowe's tanked, I think, on Home Depot's earnings, and then Lowe's earnings came out and it freaking skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So there you go. Who do you shop at, Gerry? Home Depot or Lowe's?
If I were, Lowe's is my first stop. And if Lowe's doesn't have it, then I'm gonna Depot. No, it's actually they're close together, but Lowe's actually just down the street from Home Depot.
I want to say that. I mean, I grew up going to Home Depot. Never went to a Lowe's. I've gone to Lowe's here, but I always probably go to Home Depot most of the time first. I don't know why. Just curious. Maybe I don't know if it's where you're located at in the country type of deal. It's like, or if it's whichever one's closer type of deal. So
I don't know. I like Lowe's layout a little bit better.
Actually, I don't think Lowe's carries Milwaukee either. They carry Craftsman now, right?
But
so they look
about
like they're Milwaukee's, but they don't carry Milwaukee. So that could be a big deal too.
You're talking tools, though. I'm going to Harbor Freight, baby.
Yeah, use it once and throw it away. Some of the stuff from Harbor Freight is Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight stuff, depending on what you need it for, it's good. Like you're only going to use it like 2 times a year or once every decade. Then some stuff is pretty good, but a lot of the stuff is junk too, depending on what it is, like what you need it for. Let's see here. Some of the Pittsburgh stuff is okay. Let's see here. Doesn't matter to me Sunday versus Monday. I'm off. All right. Good. We'll do whatever Rebecca wants. 2 streams, if not, laugh aloud Monday. Okay. We can do 2. I'm gonna do 2, Gerry. We have a Najee 12.
I don't care.
Dibs.
Monday Night Football, though. That might hurt us.
What?
Monday Night Football. I think it doesn't start until mid-September, right?
I don't know anything about football at all, so I don't know when it starts. What's that feedback, Gerry?
You're getting feedback?
Has your wife got it up?
She's like in another room.
Monday night. It's gone, whatever it was. Okay, so yeah, we'll probably end up doing Monday night just because it kind of makes the most sense. A lot of people saying Monday anyway. Two streams. You want to talk about politics or something? You know, whatever you want to all talk about. We'll talk about something.
That's
I don't
the
know about
thing.
2 streams. You run a little
Topic.
thin. What's that, Gerry?
That's the thing. Topics where we end up talking about the same thing unless something happens Sunday night, overnight.
Yeah, exactly. Let's also mention, hey, what happened last week. There's 13 service members dying. That's pretty. That's some sad shit right there. That should have never happened. Haven't been in the military and never went to Afghanistan, although I did deploy once. I mean, it's just that's some sad shit right there. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
It was completely avoidable.
Completely avoidable for sure. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I feel bad for those families. They probably got word that, hey, I'm coming home. And then next call they get, or somebody showing up to their house, and they get bad news. I mean, that's just, man, tough situation. Sunday or Monday, it's all good. All right, sweet. Aries Web. Have you seen that one, Gerry?
Mm-mm.
I probably say it every week. Have you seen that one? Sunday or Monday? Oh, yeah, I'll probably end up doing Monday. It makes the most sense. Lowe's, 27. CRM had pretty good earnings, I think, too. No, I think they popped. Didn't they pop? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, that thing will probably end up going back to 260, close that gap. That would have been a great one to stick. That would have been a great one to put a naked call up there when it popped, kind of try to capture when it closed the gap. But
yeah,
he looks like he did put one up there. 290, 300.
Did a spread, $42.
Yeah, I would have just put a naked up there though. 300 at naked would probably been good. I don't know what the cost. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you might not have the buying power to do it, but $42, huh? Yeah. It's true. Gotta lay it on thick and couture and color on eyebrows and everything. Rebecca, you strike me as the type of person that doesn't wear a lot of makeup. So, yeah, I got some eyeliner. Well, I don't have eyeliner. I got some mascara on right now. Just kidding. Pretty much all my eyelashes keep falling out. They get stuck in my eye, and it's like before you know it, I'll be freaking hairless. Yeah, I don't think about that. Color on the eyebrows. So thinking to sell puts on Zoom 290, Chewy 80 strike this week. Both have earnings. Why do you want to play the earnings, Rajiv? Just curious. 290. I know Zoom's been all over the place lately. 290.
290 might be okay,
but not on through earnings though.
Yeah, because it can definitely get there.
Sort of inverted head and shoulders too. Actually, kind of failed though. Yeah, the inverted head and shoulders didn't work out, which is weird. It should have actually August. It should have went up to like 440, but it's a
Chewy at 80.
It's
What's
80
that?
on what?
Chewy? CHWY?
I'm not done looking at Zoom.
Oh, you're still looking at Zoom?
Yeah, I'm still looking at Zoom. It's an inverted head and shoulders. It failed though. I wouldn't touch it before earnings. The 30th. So the 30th. That's tomorrow after market close. The best way to play Zoom is after earnings. The next day, get into it. If it has a big move down, then there you go.
That's why I don't like earnings. You literally have a 50-50 shot.
For sure. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what the earnings say, if it's good or bad, it's still 50-50 shot, which direction it goes.
And Chewy
I'm
at
just not
80 looks
touching.
even.
Let me
Chewy
look
at
at
80 looks
Chewy.
even scarier.
Chewy. What's the ticker for that? Chew?
CHWY. That's even more scarier.
Rebecca loves Chewy. Ooh. It's expensive.
Extremely.
So an 80? I think that 75 would be, it wouldn't be where I would want to be, but 75's got some pretty good support. Somewhere right around there, I'd say. But I would want to be down like a 65.
Yeah, 65 looks like it, if even lower because it has earnings.
And I bet you it's probably got no. There's a difference there though between Chewy and Zoom. Chewy is like a full blown out, e-commerce pet store basically, right? So I think that there's more of a market. It's not a pandemic play, like Zoom is. So I would feel more comfortable in a Chewy than I would in a Zoom.
Yeah,
Through
Chewy
earnings.
could seem more long lasting. I can see that.
Yeah, that's basically what I meant to say. But I just did
But
put it as
it's expensive though.
Chewy. Oh yeah, it's definitely expensive. See, damn it, CHWY Chewy.
But Rajiv, we could be wrong. They could fly up. You have a 50% chance of them mooning. So
I'm always wrong. So a 65. 65 would get you about 60 cents at least. That's 45 days out. That's not bad. I would, I don't think that Chewy's going to tank down there on earnings, but it could gap down below 80 and then just sell off for a month. It could do that, right? But I still think that I bet you 65 is still expensive for that stock though. But I would feel
extremely.
way more comfortable down there. Yeah, that's where I'd want to be. 65. It pays roughly 65 cents. Obviously, it's not good as his 80, but it's the 80s pay. $3, Gerry. I don't know,
High
Rajiv.
reward.
Yeah, I don't, all power to you, whatever, dark side to you, whatever. I don't play things through earnings anymore. I learned my lessons.
I'm gonna disagree. I try not to purposely have things on through earnings. But there's sometimes where I'll have something out, especially when I'm doing long dated stuff, right? That they haven't announced when their earnings are going to be yet.
Yeah.
And I'll have something on, but I don't purposely put on plays because they have earnings.
I agree. No, I've had some stuff on that that the expiry went through earnings, and my plan was to get out of it before earnings. Right? There was one recently that happened on. It was Beyond Meat actually, and it didn't work because they put premium in the damn thing when I already thought the premium was there because of the earnings, but they put more premium in there and it hurt me. So yeah, it didn't work. I couldn't get out of it before earnings because they put premium in there. Boys,
it happened to me on Big Lots. Luckily, I got out of that thing because that thing tanked on earnings.
What is going on with all those dollar stores lately?
The retail stores are getting beat. I don't know why.
Well, those are not even consider those retail. They're like,
I mean, discounters, I guess you call them.
The Nordstrom Racks of the world.
Roast. They're getting beat up.
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Roast. Roast isn't doing too terribly bad, but a Dollar Tree and Dollar General, DTLR.
They're cheap too. I look at Big Lots. Their PE is like 3.
Dollar.
A 3 freaking PE. Like, come on.
Dollar Tree, man, what a disastrous week last week on that thing. And that thing was like a 2011 play, big time. Because I remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is the place to be. I'm going to remember that during the next recession. It's like I'm going to buy in Dollar Tree and Dollar General. And it's like,
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because the pandemic's kind of over. Well, it really is over theoretically, but it wasn't Carter 2.0 keep pushing the stupid thing. That thing just had a massive down week. And I think because of Dollar Tree tanking, Dollar General tanked too.
Yep.
Let's take a look at it. Dollar.
It's that
Dollar
whole sector,
General.
dude. Yeah. Ollie's, I think.
Well, it's not a sector, but you're talking about the industry is what I'm assuming you mean.
Yeah.
Discount stores?
Ollie's Bargain. They tanked big time.
Interesting. Target and Walmart fall into that consumer defensive discount stores, actually. That's odd. I didn't know that. Costco falls in there. BJ's falls in there. Talk about the wholesaler.
Yeah.
Big falls in there, which is the one you're talking about.
I'm really surprised that you don't own any BJ.
I've never been to a BJ's. I don't even know where they exist, honestly. Isn't that the same thing at CompUSA and what the heck? CompUSA, didn't they get bought out by? They got bought out by somebody, I thought, and then they became Tiger Direct, right? Because there used to be stores of Tiger Direct on the East Coast, right? And then those went away, right? I don't know. You ever been to a Tiger Direct or CompUSA, Gerry?
No, I probably might have been to a CompUS. No. I don't.
All right, here, folks. Anybody here been to a Egghead software before they became Newegg? Probably not. I'm just dating myself, obviously, here. Let's see here. It's a social thing for me, too. I drink with my dog. Oh, man. Poor dog. Let's see here. Ron Jeremy. Why is she bringing up Ron Jeremy?
I don't know.
If anybody can tell me how big Ron Jeremy is without looking it up, let me know how tall Ron Jeremy is. Because he comes across as being like a 6-footer, but saw a girl today at a beach with a 1-inch long eyelashes. Wife said, "Look at those caterpillars." I almost dropped my poured cold beer as I misstepped off the sidewalk. Did it look good or bad?
They all look bad.
No, that's not true. I mean, maybe if you go to like those big old, flappers, maybe.
Yeah,
but
1 inch long. Those things.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, they're like fly swatters. You're probably right. The people on TV, like CNBC and stuff. All the girls on there wear them, right? Like, it's pretty obvious, but they're not 1-inchers. I mean, what I mean, man. Anybody mess with AMD? The 100 strike puts at various expiration dates are looking pretty juicy. Let's take a look at those, Matthew. AMD, like I'm just a bull on Intel, so I think that I'm a little bit biased, I think.
100 strike. Boy, you're right there in the sunlight.
I pulled up Intel by mistake. Oh, yeah, for a downside, for a strike puts, various prices look pretty. Man, well, Matthew, everything's juicy when it's that close to the sun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 105 is juicy, Matthew. I mean,
Get
if
some
I was
suntan lotion in there.
if I was going to get into that stock, I'd want to be at the 90. And that's probably more aggressive still, but I think the 90 is acceptable for me. I could see myself doing it, but I wouldn't still.
Not me. I'd be at the 85.
75 is solid. 75 is solid across the board.
Can we hear 60? We
Yeah.
just keep going down.
75, 85, sold to Gerry. 75, honestly, look at that, Gerry. It's got multiple good support there going back several months. But there's probably nothing down there at 75.
75, yeah.
So
75. Oh, yeah.
doable.
75 is strong.
95 is, 90 is doable. Let me see if the premium is at 90.
80 cents.
80 cents? That's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll do it, but I'm not really. Let me see. Froze out October 15th.
You can get 20 cents for the 75.
Are you talking about the 90s? Was I talking about the 90s? Yeah. The 90s, you're right, about 80 cents. So, yeah, the 100s are 20 delta. That's just not where I'm going to be on it. Probably work out for you, but it's, I'll stay out of it just so it does work out for you. But, yeah, how far are you going out, Matthew? I bought some Xilinx for the long AMD play. More risk, but more reward. What's he mean by that?
Weren't they buying? I think they bought Xilinx.
Isn't Xilinx, aren't they a memory maker? No, that's a Xilinx. What's Xilinx do? What do they make?
They make integrated circuits in the form of PLDs.
PLDs? Programmable logic devices. I wonder what the application is, though.
I'm speaking out of my ass that they bought Xilinx, but I just thought I heard it, so it could be
I might
totally
find out. Let's see here. Yeah. AMD stock surging to new record after Xilinx earning Q1. I don't see any news of that happening, but I might have, it's not easy to find either. No, Xilinx just bought somebody in June. They bought a couple of people out. Okay, here you go. AMD shares rise on report of no EC objection to Xilinx merger. So there you go. They did.
AMD is offering 1.72 of its shares for each Xilinx share in the all-stock deal.
Yeah. So he's got a little bit of time before they probably merge or whatever. But when's the last time you heard anybody talk about IBM? Nobody talks about IBM ever. People hate IBM. Jeez.
And they've just quietly,
it's still a cheap stock too.
Quietly moved up a little bit, still paying damn near 5% yield.
Yeah. It's just interesting. Nobody likes that stock, It's just I got 130.
Premiums suck because I do look at it once in a while.
They're not that bad.
Because what are we at? 120 maybe?
What's a 130 give you out to October 15th?
Well, you're flying close to the sun, Dave. Well, you do need sun, but Jesus.
Yeah, it's got support at 130. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, you get 95 cents.
It's a 15.
I like the 125 one. 120, 125s.
15 delta. It's just interesting. Nobody ever talks about it. Is a dividend play? Like maybe once in a while it'll pop up, but the thing is all the young people that invest these days, they don't know anything about IBM. They're too young to know about IBM, you know. So
Yeah.
it's just they're all hip on NVIDIA, they're all hip on AMD, but IBM, like the company, it's a monster. I mean, they got a lot of patents out there too. Like they created so much stuff. ATM machines, what a good example. Let's see here. Gerry, why do people do that? Why do they say ATM machine? Should it just be an automatic teller machine, not automatic teller machine?
Yeah, it should be just
Or
ATM.
SSN? Is it an SSN? No, Social Security number. Or PIN number. Is it a PIN number, Gerry, or is it a personal identification number? Personal identification number.
Number.
Why do people do that? It's interesting, huh?
Well, they do that. I mean, you look at it on like anything, and it says enter your PIN, and then they put the number symbol. So you read that PIN number. Yeah.
We used to make fun of people too that said NIC cards, right? Because is your NIC card connected? You know, it's like it's called a NIC, but then somebody says, well, it's a network interface card or network interface controller card. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just funny. Humans are funny. Anyone get into Marna on Friday with the dip? Mara.
Moderna. I'm not touching that. I played Moderna way back, and I just don't want to touch it with this. I don't think they got it. Have they?
They're still waiting on it?
No, Pfizer did.
Yeah, Pfizer got it. I'm not touching anything. I mean, I got it at Pfizer as it is. I'm not touching Marna. I'm not touching. I think it's a great stock. I think it's solid, but I'm just not playing it. I think if you're going to play, I
think that's the big difference with a lot of people that probably come on here because we're not. Maybe I play it a little bit more than Dave does, but we're not really volatility traders. We don't look at that. We don't look at the, if there's a lot of activity in a stock like Moderna. There's a lot of option activity. I usually stay away from those.
With that said, I'll take advantage of a big down day on a stock that I want to get in anyway, like options wise, right? Like Amazon, right? Amazon dropped, 10% on earnings. Oh shoot, I'm going to pick up some puts, It also can work bad. I mean, so I don't necessarily agree with what Gerry said, but I'm not also looking strictly for positions that just because they have a lot of volatility, like we used to do that, right? Yeah. We don't do it anymore. So yeah, I don't know. It's to me like that's what I see happening with all those, the Johnson & Johnson is so diverse though. Moderna and Pfizer, for example, they're pretty diverse too, but I think Johnson & Johnson is just a behemoth. It's just in so many different areas. But, I would say once this pandemic's over, what's going to happen to these two,
Yeah.
Are they going to just start, trading down for the next year or two? That's just kind of the way I look at it. You know what, Gerry? You better go get that shingles shot. What, David, what strike you looking at, if you're looking at it? Yes, I sold the Marna put Friday after the dip. Quick move in and out. Oh, so you just kind of scalped it. That's what it sounds like. Why? Damn, are we that far behind? I was looking at CAD. It seemed like it was undervalued compared to it. Plus, I really like the technical city support. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, Marcus Scraper. Just curious if you liked it. If you didn't like CAD or you didn't like deer. Kubota. I don't think Kubota actually is. Is Kubota even an American company? Well, I mean, obviously it's not an American company. But
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen it.
how about Case? Case isn't either, is it?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, Case of Kubota. Yeah. Take a look at his support. Yeah. No, I didn't. I thought it looked okay. I just don't know anything about, like, I know the tractors. I see them on Gold Rush and stuff, but I don't know how to trade it. I've never seen the ticker. I don't know if it's on the U.S. exchange or whatever. Was Dave stationed in Afghanistan? No, I was not. I was in the British Indian Ocean Territory, Biot. I was in Diego Garcia. That's where I was at. Craft beer makers, huge here in Central Florida. I'm just not a beer drinker, period. I don't care if it's craft. I don't care if it's skinny tire. I don't care. I just don't care. Like, I don't know anything about beer at all.
Skinny tire.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, he went to Australia, and I traveled through Australia for a while. But this is after he had gone there. And he's like, "Oh man, you got to get a fat tire." I think that's the name of it there, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong, folks? Any beer drinkers here? There's a beer there he specifically told me to get. So I went there, and I ordered it, and it's like took like one sip, and it was not a cheap beer either. And I pretty much just said, "Screw it, gross." Just me. He swore by it. So Bradford pear trees. What's she talking about here, Willis?
And a partridge?
Partridge in a pear tree? Damien, what's going on, Damien? Let's see here. If we like EL for the dividend, then you should check out NVIDIA. That's funny. Those are not dividend plays at all.
I think NVIDIA is like 0.16 or something like that.
Oh, man. Nobody buys NVIDIA for a dividend play. It's 0.28. It's a little bit better. So Apple, let's see what Apple is, because Apple's kind of gotten low too. 0.59. Holy mackerel. And here's the thing with Apple. They only raised it by like 13%. I'm like, come on, Apple. How much money do you have on the sideline right now? Billions and billions and billions of dollars on the sidelines, and you can't raise it up, $2, $4. Well, how much do they pay out? Yeah, it's 88 cents. That's what Apple pays out a year. Hogwash. Nissan Z400 coming out soon.
Looks like the 240.
Damien, you got it backwards. None of us know. I was like, what the heck is he talking about here? We are growing up as 240, 240ZX, 280ZX, 300ZX. It was never 300. It was never 300Z. That's interesting. Yeah, I actually really like that car. I could see myself owning one.
I like how they did the retro look on that one.
Yeah, I like it. I don't like the fact that it's probably got a boatload of freaking electronics and shit in it, and it's probably, I think it's actually a stick, so at least got that going for it, HP. Gerry, you ever trade HP anymore?
Nope. Haven't been there for a long time. There's no premium in
trade HPQ anymore either?
No premium in there. Unless you go at the money. Unless you go to the sun.
Let's look at that Ford, Gerry. do you think about Ford where it's sitting now?
Ford? Didn't they just? They had like a pop up. They were good
They
for
had
a
a
minute. I
pop.
was hoping it. Yeah. See, I was
GM
hoping it went
traded
to
way
12.
down or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what caused GM to trade down. Was it earnings or let me look. But GM had a
There was
pretty
something about
bad.
their. Yeah, there was something about their electric vehicles. Something happened.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was the recall on the
Yeah, the
Volt
Bolt.
or whatever. Yeah, Bolt or Volt?
I think it's Bolt.
Volt with
I
a
think they
V,
have
right?
two. They had Volt and the B Bolt. I think they had two.
Hmm. Yeah. It was a major recall too. So, um, oh shit. Would you recommend picking up RYD now or holding off maybe for another dip if we get another dip? What do you think about that, Gerry? I'm not getting into RYD, by the way. The plan I'll release in the next 2 weeks, you'll see it in there. I'm not getting into it. I
In
actually
my
take that back,
opinion,
sorry, Gerry. I do own it in the Schoolie fund in the M1 account.
you buy some now and you buy more when it dips. It's an income fund. You just buy more income when it dips.
Or yeah,
That's,
try to
I mean,
specifically buy more when it dips.
yeah. But I mean,
Try to.
if we get another, that's the thing. If we get another dip, so if you hold off for another dip, are you ready to hold off for years?
Well, the thing is, let's say you hold off, right? You're holding off, 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 right? And it just keeps going up, and then you get the dip when it's right back where you could have bought it right now.
Exactly.
So
And you missed out on all the dividends and all that along the way.
yeah, I think the thing is get into it. You can dollar cost average over a month or whatever makes you feel any better. But if it dips, specifically try to come up with more money to put into it. There you go.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these income funds. I think a lot of people aren't buying them for the right reasons. They're income funds. So technically, if you wanted to get into it, you buy it and you own it forever because it's
you should
that's
be
what it's
reinvesting
doing.
back into it a little bit anyways.
Yeah,
That cost basis from never going to zero.
Right. So,
but I do own it in one of my accounts. It's a novelty. It's a novelty in there, but no, it's I don't know. I just wanted to be different. But it's not going to be in my major portfolio at all. I actually took it out of the plan, but you'll see in 2 weeks. If I don't know if you watch my videos or not, but so I've never seen your name before. Rajiv, I sold a 340, 335 puts is spread, but 40 contract. Which stock was that on, Gerry?
I think that's Moderna.
3rd September. 40 cents for what, like a $500 loss?
Yeah, so you made $240 for 3,000 of risk.
Oh, well, no, it's a 5 wide, Gerry.
Yeah.
How's that
So that's 6
$3,000?
of them. 6 of them.
What do you mean 6 of them? Oh,
We sold
6.
6
Sorry.
of them.
500 times 6. Yeah, $3,000. So 6 times 4, 24, $240. Is that what you said, Gerry?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not a play that I do. Like, I mean, it works, but it's not something I do. If I'm going to do something like that, it's going to be a lot wider. It's going to be way down, and it's just I have a different strategy than what David Hibson has. So, but that's
It's 8%. 8% if they expire worthless. So
yeah, that's a pretty darn good return. I can get that out of the Qs, being safer though. But no, I mean that's a pretty good return for the capital you got to put up. Matt Hugh, I think. Last week after Dave looked at PFE chart and said it's going to go down. Yeah, I think it went up actually.
It went up for a
I
minute,
reviewed
and then it tanked.
Yeah, I reviewed it and closely and sold PFE I had since 2008. Went down as Dave said. I actually think it went up like one of those days, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh shit! I'm sorry, dude." Let me look at it. Yeah, it did. It did go up, but then it did. Like I said, that reversal candle was just kind of a scary thing, but it did. Yeah, I just traded off. I'm glad it worked out for you. That was just luck for me to say that. And, I mean, I'm just looking at a chart. I mean, I could be wrong, right? I mean, if I was in the stock, I would have been wrong. So I can trade for other people, fine, no problem. I can read a chart for somebody else, but when it comes to reading for myself, it doesn't work out. You're way. Send me some profits. Just kidding. So Sarah Upton. So what Baba Leap do you have? Oh yeah. So any other leaps you have? When do you close out your leaps? Where's that? I don't even know where I'm lost. So damn Jerry, the Baba leaps I have right now. I got 3 on, and so I put one on, it tanked. I put another one on, it tanked, and then I put another one on. So, and then when it got up to 170, I was close to break even, and then it tanked. So, I have an average cost on my 3 Baba leaps going out to June 2023, 26.62 on the 215 strikes. So roughly about $8,000 invested in those leaps. On about 175, even though the cost basis is theoretically like what, like what's 26 plus 215, Gerry? Quick.
Don't know.
26, 36. So what, like almost 240-ish?
Yeah.
So almost my break even technically is like 240-ish, but I can make money at like 175, right? As obviously as time goes on, that will keep going up. The 180s I might be able to break even, and then as another 6 months go by, I might need like 190 or something like that. So, but I'm banking on it hitting like 180, preferably like 200. The thing is, if it gets to 200, I'd probably be out of it long before it ever got there, unless it pops up to 200 overnight, which I love. It's only happened a few times in my life where I woke up to $11,000 gain, from 8% up, $2,000, $8,000, Jerry, I made in Target overnight. That's happened to me a couple times in my life. I'll tell you what, feels good. Yeah, so those are the ones I have. 215s, $26.62 average across those three leaps. Mad Dog 220/20. What's that, Jerry?
That's a nice drink from back in the day. Mad Dog 2020.
Really?
I don't know. They might still make it. I don't know. I haven't looked into the malt liquor aisle in a long time.
I don't really know much about. I know stuff about hard liquor, but not really. Is malt liquor? What's the difference between malt liquor and hard liquor?
Cheapness.
Bad hangover. A lot of movement towards natural gas. Unidirectional on coal. Why would there be a lot of movement on natural gas when they totally skip natural gas? Except for freaking forklifts. I just, yeah, I don't know. We skipped it. I don't see any movement towards that. Uncertain. Let's see here. Coal prices are going up partially because of natural gas going up. China is building more coal plants, and the rest of the world is closing. Yeah, rare earth minerals, EV batteries come from coal as well. There you go, Gerry. That's the reason why we're getting out of Afghanistan by August 31st. Has nothing to do with the Trump, negotiations. Come on, right? I don't care what Carter 2.0 tries to blame on him. This is on your watch. You caused it. You caused those people to die.
That is freaking
honestly,
horrible.
There's an underlying message there, or underlying thing that's going on over there in that country, and it probably has to do with China or some other country that's over there that wants those rare earth minerals. That's just what I think.
China and Russia are moving in to Afghanistan.
Yes.
So
China, Russia's the other one.
Yeah, it's horrible that it was blamed on Trump. For some reason, Biden was able to and had no problem cutting every other deal that Trump made on border, Keystone Pipeline, you name it. He had no issue modifying or eliminating those deals.
No problem ripping up those. It's like Pelosi ripped up the State of the Union, right?
When it comes to Afghanistan, hey, we got to stand by what Trump deal made. Like, come on. That's stupid.
Yeah. There's some other thing going on behind the scenes that we don't know. That's the problem, right? It's like, you get to
what I really want to know is who's running the country.
What? Well, I don't know. Let me see if I can get the Gomer Powell voice out, Gerry. Help me out here.
Well,
no.
No.
Well, it's like,
there you go. That's better.
What did he say? I was instructed to answer this question by my puppet master, so I called him Peter Juicy, and he didn't know how to answer the question, so I just started, looking down at my podium, and I looked like a freaking weak-ass idiot across the world. So there you go.
Pretty much.
That's my best Gomer Powell. What? Just
nobody here knows who the hell Gomer Powell is.
Probably not. Oh, man. What a disaster. I mean, just come on, Biden. Come on.
Now is the reason that Biden had no issue with Afghanistan and messing with the Trump deal, is it on purpose?
The thing is I just don't think, number one, I think there's somebody's pulling his strings, right? I don't think that
Absolutely.
The question is who is it, right? Susan Rice. I mean, the thing is I don't think our military is not dumb, all right? Our military is not dumb. Do you think the military is going to say, let's do this? You know what I mean? Let's close down Bagram, right? And do some stupid shit. Like, the military is not to do that. So he had to have gone against the military, whatever they advised him of doing. But I don't know if it was Biden that did it. Biden was like, he's just not all there to begin with. I mean, he's
not in charge. He's not in charge.
No, I just don't know who's pulling those strings. But he's definitely a puppet man. I don't know who the puppet master is, right?
Exactly.
But it definitely, we'll probably find out a year or 5 years, 10 years down the road, right? That China wanted to move in there or something to get these rare earth minerals. Gerry, what do you think we should do with all that equipment we left over there?
You got to spend hundreds of millions of dollars and blow it up.
Well, I was just going to say, what is it? Now Afghanistan has more Blackhawks than 90% of the world or whatever?
Yeah, our enemy is flying our military copters now.
And they probably left the manuals in them too, underneath the seat. I mean, here the thing is, you could, all that, I mean, it's billions of dollars that left over there. So Humvees, MRAPs, freaking ARs, I mean, bombs. I mean, this just, you could have brought that stuff back. You could have done whatever. I mean, you could have used that money to pay off debt or helping people here in this country with opioid addiction or something, right? I mean, no, here the thing is, folks, we can't leave it over there. I would say at least blow it up. At least blow it up.
Yeah,
You
because
can't
you're
just
not
leave it over there.
you're not gonna want to hear a story of Black Hawk helicopter freaking blows up freaking XY building. You don't want to hear that.
Yeah, some other ally of ours or whatever. I mean, and they're gonna think that we're flying the damn thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's American chopper that just blew us up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. If you're not going to bring the shit back, blow it up. I would say bring it back, but they're not going to. If the 2 days is the deadline, they're not going to bring it back. You're going to have to blow it up. Lowe's 100%. I guess it depends on where you grew up at. Possibly. Lowe's was not a big thing in California when I was growing up. I don't even think it existed.
No, it didn't. Home Depot was the it. It was it.
Yeah. So it depends on where you're at. What did you guys think of what the Fed said last week at Jackson Hole? I listened to Powell talking and stuff, but I don't think a lot of, Kruger, I act like he's in the military, call by his last name, but what did he say? Because, I was off and on listening. I had to join a lot of conference calls, so I kind of missed a lot of stuff he said, but I don't think, obviously the market didn't give a rat's ass what he said, right? So I still think they can taper this year, but I don't think that's a catalyst to tank the market either, though, the tapering, right?
Yeah, I didn't listen at all.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he just wants to put a little thing there saying this is what came out of it. But obviously they didn't say we're tapering. Tapering they're still going to buy. It's just going to taper. They're not going to buy as much, right? The question is when are they going to raise interest rates? That's the question. And can they walk and chew gum at the same time? Right? Lowe's for me for the plant haul. What kind of plant you talking about there? Talking about some weed? See here. I also grew up into Home Depot, but I liked Lowe's better. Okay, there you go. Why do you like Lowe's better though? They both offer 10% military discount, by the way. I used to have a CAC. Even after I got out of the military. It didn't expire for like 2 years, so I used to go get a 10% discount.
Why I like Lowe's? It's less crowded. I
would say the same thing, which is kind of bad if you're going to invest in Lowe's, but
right. Yeah. It's less crowded. It's typically more cleaner.
Yeah, the Home Depot, they're kind of laid out very similar, honestly, though. But the thing is I do like Milwaukee tools, and you can't get those at Lowe's, though. But if you want Craftsman, you want to turn an old Craftsman, I think still, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can still return a broken Craftsman wrench or socket wrench at Lowe's.
I'm pretty sure because Sears sold out to Kmart.
I didn't know that.
And then I think it was Kmart, and then Kmart. How'd it go? Because then Sears, they bought Orchard Supply Hardware. Remember Orchard Supply Hardware?
It still exists.
Orchard Supply No, it's gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Lowe's bought Orchard Supply Hardware and then shut it down. So that's how Lowe's ended up with Craftsman.
What's the Orchard? No, there's still what's the hardware supplier that's out there then?
Orchard's gone.
Not Orchard. There's another one what is it? Jeez. There's another hardware supplier out there.
There's Ace.
Ace, that's it. Yep, Ace. Jeez. They bought them out and shut them down. I asked about PFE last week. Wait, the same one?
No, different guy. Oh, yeah. I think he changed IDs here.
What? What is the other one?
It's the same thing. It's the other one, but I think he changed user IDs.
Oh yeah, it's a different one. Matt Freddy. I asked to be asked, same one. Holding. Dave said, "Huh." There you go. I helped 2 people. Monday show. Yeah, we'll do it on Monday next week. Prices at Lowe's are higher than. I think they're very, very similar. Do they have the same brands for everything? For the most part. I
got better. I'll say this: we had to buy a new washing machine last year, and it was during the pandemic, where for some reason everybody had to replace their washing machine at the time, and there was a shortage, and nobody had any stock. And Home Depot, when we went in there, they were extremely rude for some reason.
Slow and rude.
They were slow and rude. We went to Lowe's and they were like lickety split on it. So there's that.
My experience was the exact opposite when I had to buy that dishwasher to put in the rental property. And I looked it up online, the one I wanted, and said this Lowe's had it. I drove over there that night before they closed. Nobody. Normally, I'm a big stickler when it comes to vultures, right? Like, I don't like vultures. Used cars, new cars. There's vultures on there. Like, as soon as you put a freaking, just a toe on the lot, hey, how can I help you, sir? You know what I mean? How can I put you in a new car today? It's vultures, right? I get it. You try to make a living. That's normally what happens at Home Depot and Lowe's when you go in there, right? Vultures come up to you. Can I help you find something? It's like, not that day. Not that day. Like, I was looking around for people, and then this guy was ahead of me, and then, he helped him, and then moved on. Like, I had to go over there and say, you know what? I was next. I had to get rude. I had to get rude with them,
Oh, you know what? I'll take that back.
This is on the floor. They had to go forklift it out.
Yeah, we had that. Actually, we had that same similar thing. We went to go buy what did we buy? We went to buy a stove for another house. And I remember there was nobody there. The people would walk by us, not say hello, not say nothing. We're sitting there at the stove. So we went, and how they have the kitchen setups. So we go sit down at a freaking dining room table, and my wife calls the store. Hey, can we get some help over here? And
we're in the dining room section.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
Oh, hilarious. Man. The item I wanted to buy was not on the floor. It was brand new. It was in the back. They had to get this forklift out and all that shit. It's like, man. I even went in the back, like where you're not supposed to go, and start looking for it. That's just, I mean, what are you gonna do? NFL, no fun league. Yeah. What's that? What was the league with the half naked girls on it, Gerry?
Was it lingerie football?
Yeah, there you go. Lingerie league. There you go. I'll watch that. Like squad. Where you at? I don't know what he's talking about there. Oh, he's trying to like. Yeah, I don't know if it helps, but you can thumbs down it. You can thumbs up it. I don't really care. Did several deployments at MES. I don't know where MES is. Was super sad when Taliban took. Oh, okay. There's 2 bases there that were Bagram and then Kandahar. Hopefully the exit strategy get better now. Well, the thing is I had CNN on over the weekend, kind of listening to what they were saying, and they don't. I mean, yeah, they tell you what's going on, but they're not like, they're not all over it, right? They're not critiquing it, if that makes any sense. There's like, oh yeah, we lost people over there, but they're not critiquing the plan or Biden or You know, they're not going to go against him, you know. It's botched. Absolutely
That's
botched.
the problem, is the exit strategy. Was there a strategy?
Sure doesn't seem like it.
Because there should have been a strategy. I mean, if Biden was wanting to stick with the deal of getting out of Afghanistan, right? There should have been a strategy from the moment he took office, from when moment Biden took office. Okay, this is the strategy. So if this was his strategy all this time, oh my God.
The strategy was to blame Trump the whole time, you mean?
Exactly. That's what it seems like.
$13 people. I mean, hopefully, with any luck, nobody else is going to die over there before they get out. Because, I mean, it's a very sticky situation over there. You know, like, how can you trust the Taliban? You know, make a deal with the Taliban. Shoot. I think.
Well, to be fair, Trump made the deal with the Taliban.
I don't know what the deal was, though.
The deal was to get out by May 31st.
There's a reason why he didn't get out. I don't know what it was, but there was a reason.
But that's what I'm saying. What was the strategy from when Biden took over? Because he apparently thought he's going to stick with that deal. So what's the strategy from that point forward?
To be fair, I think Obama wanted to get out too.
Yeah.
So, and here the thing is, you think about it from this way, folks. If Trump was over there, or if Trump was still in office, nobody would have killed anybody over there.
No.
Right? That's the thing with Trump. Like, whether you hated him or liked him, he would have, all hell would have been broke loose if somebody tried that on his watch. But Biden didn't get away with it. Biden ain't going to do shit. And that's unfortunate because all of the other people, the leaders in the world, see that shit. You know what I mean? They say, what weaklings the freaking U.S. are. Do you see that Trump Jr. meme lately, Jerry? One where there's a Trump plane landing over there at the airbase over there. It cracked me up. It's like Trump's landing. It's like the Taliban splits. They're just gone.
Never mind. We're done.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, man.
You missed one.
I think the tree you are talking about that smells bad. Bradford, really? Bradford pear. Could be. I'll have to look at it. Let me look at it real quick.
Yeah, that looks like it. That looks like it. It looks like it.
It might be it.
Smells like hell.
Smells like cum. Let's see here. What's going on, Rebecca? Correct. I don't even own makeup. She don't even own it, Jerry.
Hey.
You put all that money you spent on makeup in your fire fund. There you go.
Exactly.
Hi, Dave and Jerry. Hope all is well. Help you do well. Hope all is well with you too, Rebecca Thompson.
Yep.
Let's see here. Have you guys checked out Global X's new? Let me comment on those a little bit, and then Jerry can comment on them as well. I've only looked up a couple of them. I looked up the QRMI and the XRMI, and I'm not going to be switching out a Nusi to go to those, or to go to one of those, or the QMRI, because the thing is the expense ratio is just a little bit less, but it also seems like it's not actively managed either. So they're not going to. It's pretty much just rules based, right? Versus Nusi, they kind of move the spread around, or the put around, depending on the market conditions, and I kind of like that, right? So that's the main thing I saw about it. It's too new right now, too, right? Yeah. So Jerry, you got any comments on any of those? I didn't do a lot of investigation on them, but
I'll probably look into them, but honestly, they don't excite me. Well, Global X as a whole really doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It really doesn't excite me at all. I kind of don't. How do I put that? I don't know. They seem a little eh.
I do have XYLD and I will have QYLD. 10 to 15% of my portfolio maybe in them. But I don't like Global X's stuff in general either. New C Jeppy, pretty darn solid.
But I'll take a look at them and I'll see. I mean, there's no rush to get into them. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's no history on them yet either. So, let's see here. I will say if natural gas prices are $4 now, I'm sure natural gas prices will grow unless more gas comes down the pipelines. Yeah, I don't know.
What pipelines?
Human pipeline. Is he talking about? So they're still fracking, right? They're not doing any new fracking, but they're still fracking, right?
I don't know.
Did he completely pull the plug on all that too?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know.
I thought so.
What's that?
I thought he pulled the plug on all fracking.
I thought he only pulled the plug on new federal land or something like that.
Maybe.
So that's some Stag Industrial. I don't know what he's talking about there. I know what Stag Industrial is, but I don't know what he's talking about specifically. Stag is expensive here, in my opinion. Bureau most RA plays here. Yeah, it's true. I only own Realty Income. I like Stag too. Shit. Let me catch up, Gerry. Holy cow, Gerry.
Yeah, we're a little behind.
We are behind. How big of a
almost an hour?
I know. How big of a correction do you think the market will make when Powell announces the U.S. will taper? I don't think it's going to hurt the market too bad on the taper portion. On the rate increases, I think it will definitely. Well, so we're overdue for 10% regardless of what they're doing. So that could be a catalyst.
Here's the thing. How much do you think they would increase interest rates?
Oh, it's only going to be in like 0.25 increments.
That's what I'm saying. You think a 0.25% rise in the interest rate will give you a 10% correction in equity?
It's the start of it, though, right? It's the start of it.
It's just sentiment.
It's sentiment. Yeah, it's it'll most likely be 0.25, right? Like they've 2.5 every other month or every quarter or something like that. Until it gets up to 2% and the market tanks and all hell breaks loose, and here you go. Really, Gerry, I love big lots.
If you look at the stock, you look at the financials, it's a cheap ass stock. Now the thing is growth. That's where you're probably going to lack in big lots.
When's the last time you shopped at a big lots, Gerry?
I frequent there pretty often, actually. Yeah, it's right by my house. So
did you buy some Halloween candy there from last year for this year?
I probably would.
Yeah, you hand it out. Love Dollar Tree and Dollar General.
Boy, we are way behind if we're getting to these comments.
Trying to catch up. Yeah, those stocks are just taking a hit right now. Have you guys checked out Global X? Yeah, we did that. Good evening, Gerry. I don't recognize this name, Gerry. So what is the pick for tomorrow? The same thing I got the same stuff on my plate as always. Nothing new. I don't know, Gerry. Do you add new stuff to your list every day? Or
not every day. Once in a while I'll find something and stick it on, but no, I don't have anything earmarked for money. I don't like Thumper game plans over the weekend on what he's going to do on Monday. I don't.
Yeah,
I open the market and I see what's going on and go from there.
Yeah, 6:25 a.m. for you.
Yep.
Those strikes for Zoom and Chewy are below 200 averages. I thought, it'd be a good. I just looked at them. I don't remember what strikes they are. I'm not going to go back and hash it. If it's below the 200, it's definitely safer.
Yeah.
But those stocks are also very volatile or volatiler. They're definitely more volatile than most stocks that I would probably play. AMD is buying as a share will be okay.
Went over the next, yeah.
Yeah. What's FPGAs, Gerry? Oh, it's programmable chips or whatever. I don't know what those
Isn't
are.
that Female Professional Golf Association?
Just make that up, Gerry?
Yeah, I did.
Everyone is talking about SRPT and big or big. Why don't those? None of those are ringing a bell for me.
They're meme stocks, mainly.
Black Bigberry or wait,
Be big.
Ventures?
Be big is some venture company that buys companies. It's weird. And SPRT is like support.com or something like that.
Hang on a second, Gerry. 50% short flow. Man.
Yeah, they're just the meme stocks.
Yeah. I wouldn't touch it with Rebecca's money. Yeah, there's a get rich quick scheme. A get rich quick, people out there, a lot of them. See, risk obviously deal doesn't go through. Yeah, it's true. IBM, like AT&T, just sits and does nothing. That's a very good point. But at least it pays you 4 or 5% while it's doing nothing.
It's funny. It sits there and does nothing except churn freaking cash.
That's very true. Very true.
But it's perceived that they do nothing. That's it's funny like that.
Besides looking at the bid and ask spread, how do you determine what is a good enough premium? How do you choose a premium that's good enough? That's kind of a personal preference kind of a question. I honestly don't really look too much at that. I look at it more than I used to, just because I was like trying to be more like Gerry, get more premium for the bang for the buck. But in general, I care more about being safe than about the amount of premium it pays. Gerry, how would you answer this one for you?
It's funny because when I was making the video on it, because I made the video on the strategy I use to pick strikes for cash secured puts, and I don't really have a guideline of so say this is paying 75 cents and it only takes $400 of margin maintenance, right? To me, that's good, right? Even if it's $1 and it's $500 of margin maintenance, to me that's good. But there's no guideline.
That's a very good point, because honestly, when I look at a chart, figure out where I want to be. Sometimes I use the delta, and I know in your video you said you don't look at the delta. When it comes to the Qs, I look at the delta a lot, but if it's like an individual stock, I'll look at the chart, and that'll kind of dictate where I want to be. And then when it comes to the premium, a lot of times I'll kind of, I'm looking for, depending on how big the stock is, but I'm looking for $1 a minimum, or if it's a smaller stock, I'll look for 50 cents or 80 cents or something like that.
I like the dollar for some reason.
Yeah, I like the dollar too.
I like the dollar.
But I won't go aggressive to get the dollar.
No, it has to fit. It has to fit on the chart.
Yeah. It's not an easy question to answer. Everybody's going to answer it differently too, probably. How do you avoid selling too cheaply? So that's an interesting question there, because to me, it's like, I don't wait around for like the stock to go down, like there's no way to know if it's cheap or not, right? There really isn't, unless you looked at it the day before and all of a sudden there's a bunch of premium in there the next day for some reason, right? You wouldn't know. So I don't know if that's that's not an easy question to answer.
No, it really isn't.
I did have a friend that was very good at determining whether something was cheap or not when it came to the premium. I don't know how he knew, but he was very good at doing it. I was like, these calls are super cheap right now. It's like, well, he's just doing lotto plays. Is there anything that I can refer to give you a potential range of premium? No, there's not. That's not really something. I don't know of anybody that can do that. Nobody's really talked about it either. And what she's kind of talking about, Gerry, is like, IV Crush, right? Okay, it's been taken out. Or you and I have been dealt. We got into stuff and they put a bunch of premium in there, right? It's like, oh, what the hell happened? Like unless you watch it every day and you're keeping track of it in a spreadsheet or something like that, you're not going to really know.
No, it's tough. And you often sell at mid-price. Start putting limit orders in above that mid-price. I would say do that.
Start above it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times. There was a couple days last week, I think it was, where my entire portfolio was red, the whole doggone thing. So you gotta in this game, you kind of have to get used to that, especially if you're only doing cash secured puts.
Let me give you my thoughts on the last portion of this question here. I got this, by the way. I sell at mid-price and go in red very quickly. That means that you're probably trading stocks that have, not a lot of volatility, right? They're not popular stocks, or there's not a lot of open interest. I don't know what stocks they are, but I'm talking about like, the J&Js of the world or something like that. The stuff that just doesn't have a lot of volume when it comes to the options, because those would probably go in the red. And I just had one recently. The TLT is a good example. I think that went in the red immediately. And now, granted, I did a strangle. It was a bag order, but if it goes in the red immediately, then because it really shouldn't go in the red immediately, even at the mid price, unless it's a stock that has a super wide spread and it's just not a lot of volume.
Exactly.
If they made a 300Z, they made it. Yeah, I agree. But I was talking about
they made a 300.
Nobody called it a Z300 though.
No,
that's the point I was making.
240, 260, 280, 300, 350, 370, and now 400.
Unless he's talking about the fact that I put a ZX on there, But yeah, so if people don't understand what the numbers are, that's actually the size of the engine. 2.7 liter, 2.8 liter, 3 liter, right? 3.5 liter, 400 liter, or 400 is going to be a 4 liter. It's the size. And honestly, that's how a lot of cars are, the Ferraris are named as well. Most of the Ferraris are named like that. Volvos are the same way. A lot of them are named like that. So, okay, never buy a put on a stock you aren't willing to own. My current puts on Micron just had a big stock. So bullish on it. Ultra, because, yeah. I like the advice. It's just not advice I really follow nor care about. But I like the advice for people who are starting out in options for sure. I don't really follow that advice. I don't want to own TL.
Yeah, I don't know if the language is correct here. He says buy a put. So
that's true. Depends.
I think he means
on ID. Yeah. It might be submit, which is a button.
Yeah, depends, I guess.
Yeah, but you're right. Get the terminology right. Let's see here. My last put stock is Nordstrom. Yeah, Nordstrom, man. Whew, that thing tanked big time. Sitting on 1.3 billion in cash and about 5.5 share. So wise not, but let me look up Nordstrom here. Nordstrom had a bad week. What the hell is the freaking ticker on that one, Gerry?
Nordstrom.
Wait, that's not Nordstrom.
That's not Nordstrom. Nordstrom is JWN.
Yeah, it's not Nordstrom.
This is something else.
NNDM. It looks like Nordstrom to me, though. NDM. Let's see here. NDM? NM? What the flying Sam's how was it again? NNDM. NN.
Oh, what is that?
I can't find it in FinViz.
It's a Israeli company.
I don't know of any real. I don't know. I don't know who it is. I don't know which exchange to look it up on or anything.
Yeah, it's a tech company, Israeli. They do Its proprietary flagship product, Dragonfly Lights Out Digital Manufacturing System. Multi-layer circuit boards. I don't know.
How did you even find out about it? Wall Street Bets? That's interesting. Yes, they still make Mad Dog. Yeah, 20. I don't know. I don't know anything about beer. Period. Why do you guys love Joey B so much? I know who Joey B is. Joey B's the guy. Is he the guy that has no legs? I think he's a Fox News contributor, believe it or not. I think that's Joey B. Served over in Afghanistan, I think. Am I wrong there, Cody? I think Obama is running, and that's very possible. Didn't he say something like that, Gerry?
Obama had said in an interview a while back that he said if there was any way that he could have a surrogate running as president, that he would like to be in control, or something. He said something of that nature.
Yeah, just like Fauci said that Trump is going to face a pandemic, a few years before it happened.
Yeah, he said Trump will definitely face a pandemic in his presidency. How in the hell do you know that?
Yeah, well, we know it because Fauci was over there in Wuhan messing around with the lab over there. Biden will take the fall, and then Harris will. Biden ain't going to take no fall. I agree that, Camel Toe Harris might take over, but Biden ain't taking no fall. He can't even own up to half the shit he's done already. Gas prices are through the roof. Hey, you know what? Why don't you start freaking producing more oil, Saudi Arabia? Jeez. What are your thoughts on 45-day, 10 delta, 10 wide? Oh man, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, that's
why are you're not, I mean, it's either SPX or SPY, I'm assuming, but
I think there was I think where this is coming from, there was somebody that tested a 10-year back test of doing something like that, and they ended up doubling their account in 10 years or something like that. I don't know.
Just because it worked for the last 10 years doesn't mean it's worked for the next 10 years. I'm okay with the 10 delta 45. I don't know, I'm just not a spread person, so 10 wide, I get that would actually probably be okay. I just have to figure out how far the move would be, in 10 days, in 45 days, right? Does that allow for almost a 20% move down? I don't think it does. I don't think a 10 delta does. Mm-hmm. I think the 10 delta is 11 or 10% down or something like that. But so it's 10 wide. 10 wide on SPY wouldn't be too bad, but a 10 wide on SPX would be pretty bad as far as losses. But I don't know. There's so much to unpack there. That's like a Discord discussion, James discussion or something.
I agree.
What do you think the returns with potential risk? Yeah, market doesn't go down, you're fine. Market goes down, then you gotta manage it. You gotta risk. You roll it or whatever. That's the thing. I deal with that every week. I should do the 10 delta. I'll do 15 delta. I'll do a 20 delta. Until you get that big down week or we have that 10% correction. You know what I mean? I go down to the 5 delta, put more contracts on, and then that 10% move down won't hurt me. So it's probabilities. You could be a thumper or you can be a me. You want to be a thumper and do, just bank on the market always going up and never really test in your stuff, 30 delta. No. The situation is so frustrating. Hopefully the next, 3.25 years get better. Oh, yeah. The amount of things that he's done in the last 8 months trumps Carter 1.0 in 4 years. Menards is another home improvement. I've heard of that one, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Of it too.
Northern Tool and Equipment. Northern Tool's badass. Yeah, I like Northern Tool. I'll buy some stuff from them. Yeah, buy online. Did you see Children of Men? I did see it. Wait. Yeah, I did see it. And I already had it. That's the one I BitTorrented. I already had it because I uploaded it to my Plex server. And then it didn't, when I rescanned the Plex server, it didn't find it. And I already come to find out I already had it and I already watched it. But I watched it again. So it wasn't as good the second time. So it was all right. I just already seen it. XFL. There you go. All right. We're getting close to the end here. Did you see that Biden checked his watch during the ceremony for the fallen service members? I thought they weren't wait. They weren't showing it live. They actually recorded it and showed it like many. He's just.
He's gone.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Just fun. Did he seriously do that? I gotta watch the replay of that.
I seriously. I can't believe that we have somebody that is. I don't even know what the word is, and not sound mean, but he's mentally deteriorated or he's gone. He's literally gone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we have him
popped up on Adderall the whole time.
Yeah, and we have him representing the United States of America to the whole world. That doesn't make sense to me.
His mental capacity has definitely gone downhill the last 8 months, but at the same time, like we saw him all prior to the election. Well, he's hopped up on Adderall, so he comes across as normal, but his questions, who he calls on, are picked out for him. So all the questions are easy, things he can answer, without a teleprompter. But half the time he runs away anyway before he even answers anything. The dude is gone. He is fried. It's fried up here. Yeah, man. If he seriously did that, that is absolutely disgusting. I'll have to watch it, but I might have to yell at the TV, Gerry. Sell a put. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Thanks, Raymond. Kathy Wood meme stock. She's lost her touch.
She has an Israel ETF.
3D printing of microchips or off microchips. Yeah, 3D printing off microchips. What do you mean by that? Yeah, we got you. Yeah, I don't know. 3D printing in general, but I don't know what you mean by printing. Are they microchips for 3D printers? Is that what you're saying?
Possible.
I'm selling NVIDIA puts, not buying. NVIDIA is 3D printer of 3D printer of microchips. So I'm assuming it's the chips for the microprinters or for the 3D printers. Kathy would made it popular.
Printer of microchips. So that's a 3D printer. They're making microchips. They're printing microchips.
Can't print microchips, Gerry.
How do you know?
Because I'm assuming that microchips all get, it's a silicon wafer. They're all printed the same. They're all made the same way. I've been to Berkeley's lab, chip manufacturing lab. It's a very interesting process, but you can't 3D printer with a freaking thing that goes back and forth out of plastic. The entire city of New Orleans is without power after hurricane Ida. Yeah, that thing came out of nowhere too. Like it wasn't I think it hit Category 4 like right before it hit. You were right. The current 10 Delta put on the SPY 45 days about 404. Yeah, that's about right. Because I've been looking at them.
See,
because I want to get safer than a 10% move if I can. So I've been going down to like the 5 deltas on the Qs.
Look,
their printer literally prints microchips. Oh, well, I was wrong, Gerry.
See, like I told my son, and I'm going to tell you, Dave, never say never.
I don't know if I've ever say never. I didn't say never, Gerry.
Or never say it's not possible.
I'm the first to admit, okay, Even when I'm dating somebody, I will admit when I'm wrong. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong because it normally means that I learned something, right? So we're down at the bottom. So we're finally down at the bottom here. Nice sarcasm. You didn't know. No, well, I think there's a Joey. There's Joey. Never mind. Who do you think's gonna win, Gerry? Larry Elder?
I have no idea. That's assuming that Newsom is gonna be recalled.
He will, but the great thing about it is if whoever they vote in or whoever takes over, not even gonna be in office that long, right? So they can kind of, revote somebody in next year,
Yeah.
So I like Larry Elder personally. I don't know him personally, but I like him. I like what he's talking about. I like what he's trying to do. It's time to get a freaking Republican in there anyway to clear up all that bullshit they've been doing in that state for a long time. We're gonna call it here, dude. Everybody, it's 2 hours and 17 minutes. We will be on next Monday night. We won't be doing Sunday. We'll be doing next Monday night. Looks like Sunday got voted off the island. We got a lot of people are talking about doing it on a Monday. So 3D printing entire circuit boards. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Yeah. All right. Any last things you want to say, Gerry, or any last comments here?
Nope. This was a good one. Hopefully everybody has a good week, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the markets. No, markets are flat. So, all right. Thanks a lot for everybody for joining. Let's have everybody have a great week. Let's make sure that let's hope that nobody dies over in Afghanistan this week as well. So until next time, everybody, we'll see you next Monday.